Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Black Book. Today we're going to be picking off where we left off. I think we have the actual wedding to go to today, but firstly let's check our shorts. What are you doing? Oh look, it's the meaningless jobs that are finished. We don't have to worry about those. Who shall we send back there? That's the real question. Yes, you're terrible, aren't you? And... Or you're one eye. And we don't care about the other ones because they're not too bad. Right, we have one visitor. Let's see what they want.
God bless, Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa Feodorovna. I came for you, Vasilisa. I'll get you to Pakcha. And you, Yegor Yevlampovich, will get to Vilgard. Get ready. I'll wait for you at the gates.
Oh, wonderful. Our ride is here. Let's set off. It's a very straight line, isn't it? Farewell to beauty. The wedding day starts with a long ceremony. I think we need to keep our eye open for a box of silks.
You reach the bride's izba with the light of dawn. The changeling girl sits under the icons and starts a long ritual of saying farewell to the maidenly headband. The bridesmaids chant Uzhyasyaduka Maladyoshenka. The bride hands out red satin ribbons to everyone. The bride gives the prettiest one to you.
Oh, wonderful. I will take that ribbon.
The ritual drags on, and the guests have yet to arrive. The sounds of the last wailings quiet down close to the evening. The bridesmaids begin dressing the bride in the wedding gown, and you decide to look once more for cursed items in the yard while waiting for the guests.
Plus 15 health. This is a very nice headband. Do I have a maidenly headband? Oh yes, I do. Safe and fair and adorned. Oh yes, I do. Well, let's leave the location. Next is the procession in gathering. While the lamenting is taking place, I should check the courtyard again and get rid of any new curses.
You go down into the yard. It looks empty and grim without wedding guests. Not surprising. This roof was home to an evil spirit for many years. You jump from a sudden rustling. You think you heard it coming from one of the haystacks, but which one?
If this is a chicken, I feel like it could very well be a chicken. The smaller haystack or the large haystack? I'm gonna put money on the large haystack.
Was the noise coming from this haystack or the other one?
Inspect the haystack.
In the dry grass, you find your old acquaintances lying in wait and grab them both by the scruff of their necks.
Let me go! Vasya, you again!
Oh no, it's you again.
What are you planning here?
Sorry, Vasya. We were trying to ambush an evil Khaldun, not you.
I mean, I can't doubt the plan.
Someone has been here for sure. We've been watching all night and saw it. He sneaked in and planted an ikota on the wedding.
Oh, Christ in heaven! Not an ikota!
It's alright. I'll protect you. Khalduns have no business cursing weddings.
What can you tell me about the Khaldun?
What Khaldun did you see?
He sneaked in at night. Satan himself, I swear by God.
The gates opened by themselves and the Arden seals were flying around.
Means Chorts were moving it.
And he himself didn't look like a Khaldun. He was dressed as a townsperson.
He started to whisper. It was so fast and so frightening. It was so dark, we almost couldn't see anything.
She likely won't find it by herself.
Oof. Thanks for the music.
Stop whistling.
This flute must be good against the Khalduns.
So he ran, and we decided to change our hiding spot in case he'd be back. And you came.
What can you tell me of the curse?
What did that Khaldun do?
He whispered a lot and did something with his hands.
Wedding spoiling. It was considered taboo to not invite a Khaldun to a wedding. It was akin to not inviting close or distant relatives. People were afraid of Coldoons, and generally did not want to take the risk. If by chance, or for some other reason, a Coldoon was not invited, there was a good reason to fear the consequences. This fear is well depicted in the painting A Sorcerer Comes to a Peasant Wedding, by the Russian painter Vasily Maximov, a member of the Peredevinsky group. I was doing so well. It was believed that there were many magical ways to spoil a wedding. For instance, a Coldoon could set newlyweds against each other, or put a spell on the guests as a prank or with evil intent.
I think he was scattering cursed items.
We'll help you find them, Vasa.
She likely won't find it by herself.
Well, thanks for the confidence. Let's go.
Alright, if you want to help, go right ahead. Petka, look in this haystack for a peapod with 9 peas.
That is very specific.
You, Akulina, look in that haystack. And I'll search the yard. All clear?
Clear. You likely won't find it without us.
All right, Vasilisa.
Then, I guess we're going to the yard. I don't think we have anywhere else to go.
You closely inspect the floor. To your horror, you find a patch of burned dog hair. You remove it with a zagavar and throw it away in disgust.
Oh. Let's check everything.
The chest contains snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once
This
you go to the izba.
is what we are looking for. We need to look in the lining.
You cut into the lining and, to your horror, find something furry inside. You find a dried bear paw that emanates dark sorcery. You hide this new artifact in your bag, as if against your will.
Continue.
The
What
chest
is this?
contains snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once you go to the izba.
Yes, Chorts was sometimes skewered on bear paws. Strengthens status, curse +3.
Suddenly, Petka calls out to you.
Vasa, Vasa, I found it, I think.
I too found some traces of the curse. You and I both have some. That's a lot.
Somebody is very much trying to curse his wedding.
What do you have, Akulina?
Oh,
Well, it doesn't matter if you don't have any.
I found some, Vasa. Also a pod.
Quite a few curses. Powerful Coldoon is involved here.
The children look at each other worrisomely.
Give me those pods. Who knows what else is our enemy capable of? A curse? Will he summon Chorts? A mortal threat.
You jump from a sudden knock at the gates. The children run inside the house, screaming.
Oh my god, that made me jump. Oh, it's you. Hey, open the gates. Foreign merchants have arrived. Do I need to demand the ransom? I mean, open the gates.
You open the gates before the surprised guests.
I don't have time for ransoms. Go get your bride upstairs. I need to speak to the master of ceremonies.
You seem alarmed, Vasilisa.
That was probably the wrong choice.
I found so many cursed things right now. Someone powerful is trying to curse this wedding.
You tell old Yegor about your discoveries.
You can't stop the wedding now.
But why? Wait, I'll tell Nikolai.
Old Yegor forcefully grabs your arm.
Hold there. Do you want to spoil their wedding? If you stop the procession right now, their whole life could go sideways.
Yes, but what if we're stopped on our way down the aisle? No one knows how all these curses turn out.
That's your task, Matchmaker, to guard the procession against it. If it stops, then yes, only God knows what will happen. Don't bother the betrothed. Do your job, and I will do mine. We'll teach Fedьka some zagavars. He may learn something yet.
All right, Grandpa.
Let's go. We need to bless them on their way.
All the guests gather in the izba. After the blessings of Nikolai and his bride, the procession departs to Vilgort, to the Church of the Trinity.
Well, let's leave the location. Can I have a look at that? Whoops. That bear claw? Because colour me intrigued for something that would buff my curse. Do I need a 2 prayer at the start of battle? Oh, increases bless. Yeah, it does seem quite good actually. Maybe Propsky's staff is kind of pointless? Oh, increases defense for 4 turns at the beginning of each round. Seems kind of pointless. And what does this do? Strengthens status curse +3. Let's find out. I don't know if that's going to curse me or if it's going to make my curses stronger. There's one way to find out. Not necessarily the best way to find out, but there you go. Where to next? Departure of the bridal procession. The preparations are complete. It's time to get going.
This girl sure is lucky, right?
Yes, you can return from another world. She wouldn't have done it by herself. We helped her. So is the case with the other dead. They can't get back by themselves.
So Kolya wouldn't pull her out without you, right?
Without me or Grandpa, unlikely.
You know, I've been thinking. In a way, you also pulled me out from the grave.
I mean, you were literally hanging from the ceiling, so...
If you didn't come that night to the pothouse, Shorts would have killed me.
Yes, I think that's how it happened.
I've heard what the girls in Vilgard have been saying. That you didn't want to become a witch. But you did become one, right? And so I've been thinking, you did it to help your betrothed.
Why would you think that?
You and your grandpa are taking me for a fool, but I see lots of things. The dead men can't go back by themselves, right? I visited lots of evening gatherings. I saw how much you loved him. So I think you decided. Vasya, stop this nonsense. Nothing good will come of it. You brought back that girl, but she never died. She was kidnapped, right? I was quite close to being dead, but she betrothed. Is dead. Buried.
Quit running your mouth. You don't understand anything.
Wait, don't be angry. I'm not joking. I came close to seeing the afterlife. There is no coming back from there. And your chords constantly beg you for a walk, right? So how many people have you cursed already?
Not so many.
Is that real? Would that change if I'd cursed lots of people?
What's next? Sooner or later, they'll get hungrier and hungrier and start dragging our souls to the grave. I've listened closely to many stories. Your church will also drag you to hell, along with who knows how many peasants.
I mean, he's probably right. We are generating sin every single time, so...
You may be right. The Chorts constantly ask for work. If I give them some slack, they'll ruin everything they see. But what else can I do? You're saying my Chorts will be the death of me. You can't know my fate. And you don't know his fate.
That's right. I don't. But I decided to make my own fate. You have your fate. You heard the Troika. So that's your fate. Maybe it wasn't a trick.
The Troika? Crossroad divination? When performing divinations on the crossroad fist, a circle is drawn, and you listen. If you hear sounds of an axe or crying, prepare for misfortune. If you hear the sounds of bells on a troshka, prepare for a wedding.
But I have it differently. You remember how I stole from the shop? It wasn't the first time. I've done lots of similar things. I think maybe I should quit this kind of life. Start a household. I know it's not as fun or exciting. You saved me. So I wanted to ask your advice. You were nowhere after all. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah, life of crime probably doesn't pay.
Well, Fyetka, I've always told you to abandon your life of pleasure.
All right, I'll try. Old habits die hard. Next thing you'll know, I have my own household.
You better remember these words of yours.
I will. I'm not old enough to have a bad memory.
Fedka grins and flings the reins. Pakcha village is surrounded by mist, and the road to Vilgard lies ahead of you. You think that if someone wanted this wedding ruined, he wouldn't be stopped this easily. You look around anxiously and prepare for the worst.
Let's get ready. The Cold Creek Ford. This spring crosses the road. It would be easy to stop the procession here.
The winding path lures you in with a damp mist and mysterious shadows. What spirits hide behind it? Soon, you get to Cold Creek Ford. Yours and the bride's carts cross the water with a splash, but the third cart isn't so lucky. One of the wheels hits a stone, and all its passengers fall overboard.
Oh no.
You look around and notice demon eyes in the dark. Fedka gives you a questioning look. What should you do with the rest of the guests?
Let's hop off and help. As abandoning them seems like a terrible idea. Taking them in my cart would probably work, but let's hop off and help.
You hop off the cart and open the black book. Fedka passes the reins and hops off too. You need to depart as soon as possible so as not to fall behind the wedding procession. The musician tries to help fix the cart, but you have something else to deal with. A swarm of chorts flies out of the darkness.
Well, let's fight them. I have 7 turns to do this fight. Okay, well. None of you are particularly terrifying, but I'm going to curse you, and we're going to see if the curse buff actually works. Like cursing for 10, so we should curse for 13, right? And in theory, I could kill him straight away. And we can kill her, and that should kill him, and that'll leave us with just one in the middle. So we'll just ketone, and I'm going to use Proshka's defense to block the damage, just for the sake of it. Let's see. Oh, of course, oh damn, I forgot about Pike again. I feel like I could have made that considerably more efficient. It's fine, it worked out anyway. Hope to the faithful, well-versed and ward. Korkushka, well-versed and waste. Or take 2 pages. I am going to take that. That is draw. Draw is always good. 11 ruples and 250 experience.
The cart is finally fixed, and you quickly catch up to the procession. The peasants didn't see the chorts, but they noticed you whispering Zagavers. Now they are looking at you and your book with respect.
I feel that went well. Okay. Near the Crooked Forest. While we were busy with the wedding, that Khaldun could have taken advantage of the Crooked Forest.
The wedding train reaches the shadows of the gloomy trees of the Crooked Forest. Strange sounds escape the evening darkness. It appears the mysterious Khaldun cursed this road as well. Your suspicions prove correct. Although you have known this forest since you were a child, the road meets a fork that you have no memory of. Looks like the turn on the right is used more often than the one to the left.
Wait, what he just said is the opposite to what the text says on screen. So which is the one that's used more? Oh no. Well, we all know cool people go left, so...
You don't recognize the last fork either. The road to the left looks like it's submerged in darkness, and you see some moonlight above the road to the right.
Let's go into the darkness.
Your suspicions prove correct. Although you have known this forest since you were a child, the road meets a fork that you have no memory of. Looks like the turn on the right is used more often than the one to the left.
Okay, let's turn right.
Another fork. To the left of you, the forest parts, and to the right, the road loops back around.
Left?
The road stops at a wide glade. While the wedding procession is turning around, you have some time to gather some healing herbs.
Free herbs.
Another fork. To the left of you, the forest parts, and to the right, the road loops back around.
So left?
It seems that the road stops at this empty field. You can only turn around and return to the fork in the road. Another fork. To the left of you, the forest parts, and to the right, the road loops back around.
Right?
Your suspicions prove
Oh
correct.
my god.
Although you have known this forest since you were a child, the road meets a fork that you have no memory of.
Left.
You don't recognize the last fork either. The road to the left looks
Moonlight.
like it's submerged.
Right.
You arrive at another fork. The road to the left lies through a thick forest, and to the right, you see a clearing amongst the trees.
Left.
This road goes back, but it is overgrown with furs. You don't
Ow.
notice one of the branches, and its needles pierce your skin. You don't recognize the last fork either. The road to the left looks like it's submerged in darkness, and you see some moonlight above the road to the right.
Right?
You arrive at another fork. The road to the left
Clearing it
lies
is.
through a thick forest, and to the right, you see a clearing amongst the trees. Finally, the forest is behind you. Vilgert is close, so you decide to take a break.
That was interesting. Leave the location. Good lord, please never make me do that ever again. Oh, have I leveled up? Oh wow. I actually can spend some points here. I can learn fierce words? Oh no, I already know fierce words. I never did learn more about my shorts in terms of the demonology here. Yeah, no, I can only learn the white ones. I feel that I am of the opinion that fierce words is better. I'm not really using damaging cards though, but you know what, let's do it. Okay. Oh, let's carry on to Mikhail's Crossroads. Crossroads are a haunted place. Mikhail's Crossroads, even more so.
Mikhail's crossroads look unfamiliar. You feel as if you have entirely lost your sense of direction. You can't tell north from south. It's as if you are standing at this crossroads for the first time. You decide to resort to sorcery. You quickly whisper the words of the Zagaver and listen.
I didn't mean to click that quite so quickly, I apologise. Sorcery. Mythological and pagan worldviews view the future as predetermined by destiny. This is why one could glimpse the future from divinations. During calendar holidays, when the borders between worlds grow thin, sorcery was considered to be especially effective. In a place of transition, such as a crossroads, sorcery might become even more reliable. Thus, at a crossroads at night, and during Yuletide divinations, one could hear hints regarding the future. Sounds of a woodcutter's axe told of a coffin death was constructing, or the sound of jingle bells told of a fast approaching wedding. Am I supposed to be listening for bells? You hear the sounds of bells from the left, sounds of an axe from the right, and mournful wailing ahead. What road should you take? Well, I think we're supposed to be following the bells, so let's go left.
You chose the right way. You make no mistake in choosing the road. This task is right down your alley. The road to Vilgert passes by uneventfully, and you have a chance to rest. Looks like this is the last piece of the road to the Church of the Trinity.
And here we are. Trinity Church in Vilgert. We've nearly made it to the church.
Vasilisa, stop the procession!
It is Alexander, huh?
Alexander, we can't. It's a bad omen.
I suppose I can hide it now. No time to argue. I intend to curse your wedding procession, and I'm willing to see it through.
What? Are you telling me that everything you do is based on science?
I can leave it be, but only if you give me the book.
No, I don't think I'm going to give you the book. Negotiate? Why? How? Let's go with why.
But why do you need to ruin the wedding?
It's simple. I can take this artifact only if you're sufficiently weakened.
If the procession stops, the curse may splash out. Only God knows what should happen then.
Right. You're only saying this so I wouldn't interfere. No such thing will happen.
Listen to me. This is dangerous. Very dangerous.
You can't scare me, Vasilisa. Either give me the book, or the procession stops.
So this man, who believed in science, believes nothing will happen if he stops the procession. But he also followed all of the rules of a Koldun in cursing the wedding. Which means he believes that the curses he placed on the wedding would stop the wedding. I'm getting mixed messages here.
So that's how it is in your world. Always playing pretend. You could have helped me with the snake that time.
I wanted to, but you were doing fine on your own, and I wanted to see what kind of witch you were. I did. I think you're as powerful as me. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just need the book.
You know about this? What do you need it for? What are you planning?
Don't stall, Vasilisa. Fight me.
Can I negotiate?
Listen! Let me wed this couple and then we can fight! Why involve the bride and groom?
You won't trick me, Vasilisa. I came especially prepared for this fight.
You brought a cart?
Now when there's a curse around us, we are equal.
Well, I don't think I'm getting out of this one, guys. We're gonna fight him.
I can't give you the book, you know that!
Then it's the only way. Défense-toi!
His book is considerably less impressive. What do we got? What's he doing? He's a Koldun master, so he's going to summon minions. Makes sense. And he is a Koldun. Goes first if he has less pages in the Zagavor than you. 2 damage, 10 defense. That's not very good, my friend, especially since I'm about to curse you all the way to, well, whatever. Hell, I suppose? I know he's probably going to go first here, because he's going to cast less. But I think we'll be okay, especially if I use Proshka's defense. Let's see where this goes. Oh yeah, Proshka's defense will cast on my turn. Oh, well, he only did 1 damage. We definitely got him. Nice, Proshka. Right, so he is cursed for 30, so he's not going to be doing any damage, but he is going to summon some evil spirits right now. So if I could... What did this do? Reinforces ward for 1 each time health is lost. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then 8. Which I don't really need to defend. And that would debuff Kane. If we cast Kane with Killer and Vitsa... Yeah, it does 7 damage on its own, even though it's not going to kill him. With the Key Tongue, we get the style bonus off of Kane, so it's probably not worth me playing that. So let's just go with this. That's a particularly terrifying demon he has, though, but it does have very low health.
Give me the book, Vasilisa, and the guests will be safe.
Why, I'm winning.
They have nothing to fear. I'll protect the wedding.
Exactly. I would really like to pull the damn card that I need right now. That would be very nice. Deals twice amount of enemies with curse. He has 6. 6 times 2, 12. What do you have? Damage absorption. Completely absorbs all damage from the next 2 enemy attacks. Okay, let's not. Let's keep going. Except this time there's no star burner, so I will cast that, and I'm also going to cast... Wait, I just realised something. Yeah, there we go. More curse. More curse. Why curse? I don't know how this curse things work, because it hasn't actually helped me, the curse. Buffing Bear Claw. Oh, there's another one. I may be making the wrong choice here, you know. That didn't do anything, my friend. Okay, his thing's wearing off. We've just got to survive their attacks for 2 turns. New chain. Choose a page. Let's... How much curse do you have? 10. I guess he cleared his curse, huh? That would do 30 damage, which isn't... I'm going to hold on to Sea Depth. Bloody hell. I want to get rid of one of these. Add this to. Oh, curse normally does 8, so yes, it must be working in some way or another. Let's just add it to one of my killers. With 1 health, which is mildly annoying. Hey, you hit me for 1. The ward I just gained should block that 1. Oh, no, it did not. Okay. That doesn't work the way I thought it did. The enemy dies. Yep, let's do that. What are you doing? Damage absorption. Let's try and stop that. And by trying to stop that, I'm going to do something stupid. I'm just going to do 1 attack. Whale beat his cast. Now, good lord, the fact that he can clear the curse is making this significantly harder than I anticipated. Some more evil spirits. I think trying to kill the spirits is just a bad idea. Honestly. See what we can hit him for. Ow. He's bloody block, eh? We started off remarkably well here, and I think I made a choice, and it was the wrong choice. And now I'm falling behind in damage. It's back on the damage absorption.
I don't want to hurt you, Vasilisa. Not if I don't have to.
You've been lying like the devil himself, and now you want me to believe you?
This is a valid point. Curse again? Cursed for 12, 22. 22 times 3. 60 something. I can do maths. Let's just go all out. See if we can get him. That 10 block is probably going to screw me up. 36 health left. I'm gonna get hit really hard here. Ow.
Give up, or the entire wedding procession will be transformed.
Into what?
Not if I stop you first.
What can I do? What can I do? Using Adam's head. They hit me for 21. I think sea depth might be enough, but I'm going to throw just these two out there and see if it wins us. Got him. Ooh, that was a little bit sketchy, wasn't it? Alright, what can we do here? Double curse? That seems amazing. Excuse me, I will take that. 133 ruples and 1,100 experience.
Alexander's driver notices that his master is weakened and strikes the horses. The carriage drives away. With horror, you realize that his last Zagavers weren't directed at you, but at the procession. The horses lose their footing, and the first carts overturn with a terrible crash. The world around you turns into a cacophony of screams, both animal and human.
Oh no. Can we just keep going, or...? Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this probably isn't good. Oh. Hello. I see no issues here. I like wolves.
Alexander's curse hits the weakened wedding procession and slices through it. Some of the wedding guests turn into wolves and run into the forest. Others have lost consciousness or are injured from the crash. You notice old Yegor and run towards him. Several Zagavers later, and your mentor comes to his senses.
Grandpa! Grandpa, you're alive?
Vasilisa! Oh, Jesus, my head hurts.
Wait, I'll whisper a bit.
No time. What's happened to the procession? Was it cursed after all?
Yes, many of the guests were turned to wolves.
So they were. I wasn't seeing straight. I saw how Fedka was turning.
I just want to point out that we're looking for the seal of the wolf, and this seems awfully useful.
I'll get that, Alexander. Oh, but what should we do now?
Shush, don't whine. There's no time to think about that lead now. First, we fix the wedding. That's all right. You'll catch the wolves and heal them. Next thing you know, the seal will be broken.
How will I find them? Even my chords may not be able to find the cursed.
We'll find them. I have this old friend of mine, a hunter. He will track them. Find out who's missing and fix up the wounded.
Okay.
Then we'll get ready for the road.
What can you tell me about the wolves?
How did they turn into wolves? No one has heard of such thing for 100 years or more.
Well, your friend there cast a strong curse, and then you were right. Fedka is not very knowledgeable for a best man.
How do I lift the curse?
You need special herb, Cuckoo's Tears. It grows deep in the forest, in the Leshy's domain. I think this hunter of mine will give you a hand with the herb as well.
Okay. And how is Fedka?
So Fedka turned also?
Yes, there is his accordion. At first I thought I was seeing things.
What do we do with the bride and groom now?
They'll manage. I'll teach them a couple of secret prayers.
Friend?
Who's that friend of yours?
Just a hunter. I'll tell you at home.
Okay, let's do this. There's a free herb here. Adam's head. Akulina.
Your friend, the Ikotnitsa, is lying here, a Akulina has lost consciousness. It seems the girl is hurt.
Oh, at least we can apply that Adam's head to her.
Akulina comes to her senses and with difficulty stands on her feet.
Oh, Vasya, have you healed me?
Akulina, you're alive. Oh Lord, oh Jesus.
She's going to be all right now. Akulina, have you noticed where the wolves went?
I haven't. I don't remember anything since I fell. I can't see Piotr anywhere. He must have been turned too.
Oh no.
Your mother will bring you home. Rest there.
All right, Vasya.
Who else is here? Is Igor? We've already spoke to Igor. Can I speak to Akulina's mother?
Thank you, Vasilisa Feodorovna. I'll pray for you.
Did you notice where the wolves ran?
Somewhere in the direction of Pakcha. They hid in the forest straight away. I barely had any time to look. I only noticed that several of the bridesmaids turned. The horror!
Crossing. I assume that's crossing the chest.
I've heard of such things, but never thought we'd witness it.
Our Khaldun ruined a wedding. Khalduns are not people at all. Their souls wander restlessly between heaven and hell. No wonder they're disagreeable. They often do more harm than good. They especially dislike not being invited to weddings. One time, in our village, a Khaldun did not want his daughter to marry a simple ploughman. He needed to pass his craft on to his next of kin, you see. But his daughter defied him. Long story short, the guests gathered in his yard. They were noisy and in a festive mood. The Khaldun decided to have some fun at their expense. He whispered something and the guests turned into wolves and began thrashing about the yard. But he had erred somewhat. He forgot to close the gates and the werewolves escaped to the forest. Werewolves are easy to distinguish from regular wolves, for they have red eyes and serve the latter. Let's remember that werewolves have red eyes. I'm sure it's going to be useful later on. Okay, who else is here to talk to? The bride?
Vasilisa, my head is dizzy. Where is Nikolai?
Oh, I really hope Nikolai hasn't turned.
I can't see him.
Oh no.
Listen.
He's also been transformed.
Oh, that's going to throw a spanner in the works.
Oh, I seem to be destined to go return to evil spirits.
Don't lose hope. I'll go after him and the rest of the guests. I know I failed at protecting the wedding, but I'll try to fix it.
Looks like you were right about Fedka. I should have listened to you.
Why is everyone blaming Fedka? Is that because he crashed the cart?
He's not the one who ruined the wedding. That was another Khaldun. That's all right. I'll deal with him.
That seems fair. It wasn't him who crashed.
As soon as I get Nikolai back, you'll make it to the church. I'll set your life straight.
I hope that God will help you, Vasilisa.
Okay. Oh, is this peasant okay? You okay, friend? You don't look okay.
A wounded peasant girl is lying in the grass. Looks like she's lost consciousness.
Give her some Adam's head.
The girl thanks you with a weak voice, but then loses her senses again. At least her life isn't at risk.
Horse over there, a restless horse, in fact. What about you guys? The back here. Can I speak to you? No? No? Okay, so it is the restless horse next. I'm not entirely sure where it wants me to stand for this.
Some horses have fled. Only the bravest of them all have stayed.
I think that's everything. I mean, there's this man here. I don't think I can speak to him. Is he over here? No? Oh, why could I go down here? Can I pan the camera? No. Okay. Speak to Igor again?
Ready to go back. You can barely stand upright.
To the Izba.
Vasilisa, get up. It's morning already. We need to hurry while the wolf tracks are still fresh. I told you yesterday about my friend, the hunter. He is a master of his craft. He can track any beast.
These aren't exactly beasts.
And the hunters aren't exactly simple folk. They're knowers of their own sort. Some are friends with a leshy, others know Zagavars. This one is called Airat, a smart man. Lives near Cherting.
What can you tell me about this hunter?
You think he'll help me?
He will. When you meet him, tell him I sent you. We had a deal. I give him the stuff, and he owes me one.
Seems fair. What about the guests?
How do I find the guests?
You and Airat will follow the tracks.
I also need to talk to Alexander.
No point. He must have fled. If I were him, I would stay away from you.
I'm going to agree with that point.
You're right, Grandpa.
What about the wolf seal?
The moment we took on the next seal, the wolves showed up. As if the devil himself arranged it.
Well, they do say destiny's a thing, right?
I don't know. If anyone helps us, it must be some power from above. Satan can only spoil things, and forces of light wouldn't curse a wedding. Mysterious are his ways. Who knows? Who knows?
You think I can break the curse with the wedding guests?
Only you can find it out.
Let's do this.
Where can I find your friend?
Airat lives close to Cherting. You'll learn about him in the town, in the hunting shop there. It's summer now, so he shouldn't be wandering in the woods. To cure the wolves, look for a cuckoo's tears herb. You should find it in the forest. Some herbalists may also have it. Have a look in the town market. And above all, don't forget the seal.
All right, Grandpa.
And with that, I think I'll end the episode here. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.